And that's what happened. I started doing a Beautiful Blake character, and he started to get on 205, where he went to that brand and thrived.
Wow, man. And so there's this period then there where you're just kind of waiting. So how does the concept then for the Forgotten Sons come to you? When does that kind of get brought to you initially?
So yeah, about after me and Buddy split, I was trying to do single stuff, trying to get like traction, and just trying to get on TV and try to become an asset to NXT in any which way I can. And it was at the end of 2016, we had an Australian tour. That was about 10 days in Australia. And once we got on the plane, I remember I was told, like, listen, once we get back to the States, you have to find a new gimmick because we're going to have someone, we're about to start debuting someone that's going to have something similar to your gimmick, which was Velveteen Dream. So I was like, okay. So the first thing that came to head when they told me I needed to change my gimmick was Steve. So when we got back to the States, the very first phone call I made was to Steve, and just asked him, like, hey, I really think that we can start tagging, because me and him, we've always had a bond with each other. We've always had like a real close brotherhood, friendship type thing. Yeah. Not a lot of people know this, but he is like the godfather to my children type brotherhood. Yeah. So once I said, like, hey, they wanted me to change gimmicks, I think we can kill it as a tag team if that's what you want to do. And of course, he jumped 110% in. He goes, I would love to. And that's when we started getting the ball rolling with Forgotten Sons, with pitches and kind of the look and vibe that we wanted to do. And it was just it's one of those things that me and him both have high regards to, that we really love, because it was something that we pitched and they actually went and used. It's like they, of course, WWE or NXT creative put their spin on it, but that was something that, like, Steve and I creatively came up with, and they used it. So that was something that was very much fun.
So can you describe to me what the Forgotten Sons is supposed to be then? Like, what is the story of this group of men? Like, what did you see as the Forgotten Sons?
So when Steve and I first originally were pitching this, we were pitching like a Sons of Anarchy type vibe, a brotherhood, but we wanted to kind of be. We originally pitched Prisoners of Society, and and the concept of that is you had two guys from different backgrounds, which we were, but we felt like we'd done everything right that you're supposed to do in life, and we weren't getting hours. And so now we were going to take hours by any means necessary. That was kind of the concept that we were going with, and which they liked, but some people didn't like. And so it wasn't until Ryker was paired with us, and they kind of went more military with it.
Yeah.
And that's when the Forgotten Sons started rolling, and that's when we were getting our message across of more of a military-esque type team.
Okay, fair enough. And yeah. I've read all the stuff about you guys. Obviously, the Ryker tweet was not great, I would say, for the relationship of the team, it sounds like, right?
Right.
So how do you yeah, I'm just so go ahead. I'm sorry. Say whatever you want. Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you gonna ask?
Well, I was gonna ask, like, so how do you feel, like, seeing him being the guy who's like babyface on Monday Night Raw right now? Like, what do you think about that?
I mean, first of all, good for him. I mean, he's still there. He's still doing. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that.
Sure.
Of course, when Ryker made the tweet, Steve and myself, we messaged him and just say, can you please take that tweet down? But he, his own man, he said, no, I will not. I will stand by that tweet. And so, like, okay, well, me and Steve, we're going to put out our own opinions and our own statements to kind of separate ourselves from you, which he understood.
Sure.
And so, yeah. And then Steve and myself, the very next day, we went in to the Performance Center to talk with creative and kind of make amends. Like, okay, that's what Ryker did. Here's what Steve and I. And at first, the creative told us that we were gonna lay low for 2 weeks, and we'll kind of pick back up with us and New Day. Like, we're just gonna let this blow over for 2 weeks, and then we'll kind of pick back up. And it wasn't. So when we left there, we thought everything was still going to be a-okay. But then of course a week later we get a text saying that the New Day will be feuding with Shinsuke and Cesaro. And so that's when Steve and myself, we started, in which we told Ryker, like, hey, we're going to pitch ideas with us three, but we're also going to pitch ideas with just Steve and myself.
Yeah.
And that's when kind of we were off TV for a good while, and that's when we didn't find out till that December that Ryker got moved to Raw, and then we were staying on SmackDown.
Are you surprised that, considering the blowback that you experienced and all of that, that he's getting a babyface push right now on TV? Is that surprising to you or no?
It's whatever the company wants to do. You know, I mean, I think that's nothing that I can control or anything like that. It's nothing. I mean, I think that's what creative wants to do with him. So I mean, more power to him. You know, if that's what they want to do. You know, like I told Steve, we made our, you know, we made our tweets. You know, we made our voices known, and now the best thing we can do is just try to make the best out of it, and that's what Steve and I did. And we try to make the best of it. I mean, we pitched stuff. We sent, you know, multiple pitch ideas for a plethora of stuff. And we kind of threw everything at him.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and that's just one thing about us getting released or whatever. I call it a blessing in disguise, just because I was able to, one, be with my family a little bit more. You know, you got to, of course, take the good well along with the bad. I would, you know, when I first got hired by NXT WWE, I'd never, you know, I was going to be a lifer. I'm going to sit here and work my way up through WWE, and hopefully I can be one of the few that would stay here and continue to work with incredible talents here, you know, for hopefully the rest of my career. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. But I am excited to work with other companies with other incredible talents, because the great thing about everything's starting to open up again, and there's a lot of companies with a lot of incredible talent that I'm looking forward to working with.
I love that. I need to get you back. I only had a finite amount of time. There's so much that I have left on the cutting room floor here. But dude, you seem like an awesome guy, man. I really enjoyed chatting with you today. Where